The No Fate channel checking in. On today's episode of Dad's Gadgets, I'm reviewing not one, but two massage guns. We're going to pit them head to head and help you figure out how to decide which massage gun is best for you, how to decipher between the sizzle, which you don't want, and the steak, which is what you want. There's so much smoke and mirrors when it comes to these massage guns that I thought it would be best to show you how I kind of do breakdowns and do my reviews of these bad boys. So today we've got the Everyfun Massage Gun and we've got the Urikar Massage Gun on this episode. But if it's your first time to the channel, do me a massive favor, hit that subscribe button down below. On this series, I review a gadget on every episode to help you decide if it's right for you, if it is going to be good enough for what you need, if it is smoke and mirrors, or if it is actually worth your hard-earned money. Massage guns are massive today. There's like thousands of them out there. A few years back, there was only 3. They were super expensive. Now the price points have come down, like all stuff does when it comes to electronics. But unfortunately, there's big price gaps still, and there's even bigger quality gaps in these massage guns. I happen to think massage guns overall are great. Every household should have one for the times that you get those aches and pains, for the times that you have tight muscles, or for the times that you want to just promote blood flow, you get injured. These things happen. It's always good to have one on hand, and the price points have come down so far, it's a no-brainer. So the first category to pit the Urikar Massage Gun and the Everyfun Massage Gun are carrying cases. These massage guns almost always come with carrying cases, and the nice ones have decent, durable zippers. The reason you would only care about the carrying case is to keep everything organized, but the big difference between the nice ones and the poor ones, there's not much. I mean, the poor ones tend to have bad zippers, but it's not that big of a deal breaker overall. Both of the Everyfun and this Urikar have decent, durable carrying cases. The other big thing that people really fascinate or fixate on are the actual handles, and oftentimes people think more is better. So the Urikar here comes with more handles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 handles. Whoa, wait, 8 is way more than the 5 that the Everyfun comes with. Whoa, 8, definitely more than 5. I took math. I know that 8's more than 5. The problem is, and here people get sold on the number of massage heads. And the truth is, I've used these massage guns so often, I almost always use only 3. Sometimes on a weird random day, I'll use a 4th. I never use 8, okay? So even though this thing comes with 8, you're not going to use 8. You're going to use the primary ones. That's it. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're only going to use the primary ones for deep tissue, for soft massage, and for certain ones like this vertebrae massage, okay? As far as the heads go on these things, that's one of the things that people look at the number, but they don't actually look at the quality of the heads. Some of these can be pretty cheap. Some of these heads that are sold come in, they feel like McDonald's, like toys almost. They feel cheap. They don't feel good against your skin. This Urikar one is one of the ones that looks good from far away, but they're pretty cheap close up, okay? This is one of the ones that just the plastic just doesn't feel that good. Overall, it's just like an design, right? They'll get the job done if you get this, but by no means is this going to be the top of the line. I can already tell just by looking at it, by using it against my skin, it's just not great in terms of the heads. And that's why when you're looking at massage guns, please look at the quality of the heads and not the quantity of the heads. Conversely, this Everyfit comes with less heads, but it comes with the ones you're going to use, and the feel of these is a notch up, okay? Not the best feel that I've had when it comes to massage gun heads, but certainly better than the Urikar, and certainly probably a little bit above average from my personal experience using this. Another key factor that people often will overlook in lieu of design, shape, and color is the battery size. This one comes in at like 2680 milliamps. This one comes in at 3200. This one actually has a bigger battery. Why is that important? Not necessarily initially, but over the long haul of use of the lifespan of this, the bigger battery is going to perform better, because as we know with regards to batteries, even the new batteries today, they eventually will lose their charge over the long term. So you want to start off with a bigger battery so that your battery is going to give you a longer, life expectancy. As far as charging, you plug both of these into the wall from the bottom with the charger that it comes with, and you're off to the races. This design is very similar to most designs where you simply flip a switch and you go from on to off, and then you can tell how charged it is by the color of the bottom ring. Conversely, this one's a little bit different that I've seen. You simply press this button in and it will turn on. The lights over here will tell you how charged it is. As you can see, 5 lights over here tells you it's fully charged. Now let's compare speeds. That's another thing that people kind of fixate on with regards to percussion guns, is like how many speed options there are. I've seen ones that have like 20 speed options. This one has 6 speed options, and I'm going to go through them. This Everyfun has 6 speed options. There's the small one, and now we're up to the top one, okay? Now this Urikar is a little bit different than I have seen because it actually has 4 different methods of massage, and then it has like a rating knob down here. So it doesn't just have an on and off feature where it's just kind of like shooting you. It actually has like different versions of vibrations, different patterns of vibrations. That's slightly different, but you still have like a speed knob at the bottom. Here's where I don't want people to get concerned about the number of options of speed. Whether you have 20 or you have 6, you're going to figure out which ones work for you. When I've used and reviewed ones that have 20, I only used a few. I used like the low setting, the medium setting, and the high setting. So it's the same thing. If you get 6, you're probably going to use the low setting, the 1, the 3, and the 6. You're probably going to use this for the same exact thing. I will say my personal experience using this Urikar, I had a real tough time getting this thing to work. This has a lot of extra features that just didn't seem to work. It supposedly heats up the front head. I don't know why you'd want that thing hot, but it certainly didn't seem like it was going to get to a high enough temperature to actually matter. Obviously having a nice hot massage sounds good, but this thing only got up to like 60 degrees total on the specs. I couldn't really get this to work very well, and frankly, it doesn't feel that good in the hand. And that's another thing we're going to transition to, is how does it feel in the hand? People like look at these designs and they don't realize that hand grip is important. Now, some of the nicer ones have a smaller base to the grip, allowing you to hold it easier and hold it longer. Obviously, you want to have something that you can hold for a while, especially if you plan to be massaging yourself for 10 to 15 minutes. The heavy ones can get heavy. The Everyfun Massage Gun is about 2 pounds, and this one comes in almost at the same weight, but it both of them hold about the same in the grip. I will say this is about an average handle. One of the nice things about this handle is the fact that it's angled, making it a little bit easier on your wrist. But overall, I have seen thicker handles, I have seen thinner handles. This one comes in at about the midpoint. This conversely has a weird handle. This is one that I've never seen before. It's got an angle and you can actually rotate it to kind of get different spots. The idea is if you've got this kind of angle, if you're trying to massage the back of your neck and stuff like that, okay, you know, I can see the benefit of this. But overall, this design looks good from far away and it looks like it might work. Really uncomfortable, really bulky in the hand, and not much practical use on this from my personal experience. As far as sound, this one claims to be quiet. They all claim to be quiet. That's another problem with these massage guns. Every one of them claims to be quiet. They're not all quiet. Very few are actually quiet. I'm going to try to turn this on to get you an idea of how it is handling. All right, so there's the lowest setting. That's the highest setting. So this one actually is fairly quiet for the highest setting. Keep in mind, hopefully you can hear this. Keep in mind that's not that loud. For most massage guns, this high setting isn't that loud. Conversely, this one claims to have, this Everyfun claims to have like 45 decibels, but I will tell you that 45 decibels must be on the low setting. So I'm going to show you the low setting. So this isn't that loud on the low setting. It's actually not a bother, not really a nuisance, but let's go to the high setting. Yeah, that's like a jackhammer in terms of sound. Enough of that. I would say when you were looking at massage guns, don't focus on the sound that much, because unless you plan to be, I guess using them in public, That's not really a point that you should be looking to make a purchase off of, is the sound, because any of these are going to sound high at the high level, and hopefully they'll sound fairly quiet at the low level. Another thing that people look at in the specs, or at least companies will list in the specs, is stall force. What is that? It means if you're giving yourself a massage, and I'm not going to turn this on so you can actually hear me. If you're giving yourself a massage, how much pressure do you have to push down before this head stops working altogether? The stall force, right? People look at that like they need to have some high stall force. I've reviewed over a dozen of these percussion massagers. I have not once pushed hard enough on a muscle to get it to actually stall. Even on the super cheap ones, I've never pushed so hard that it actually stalls. I would think that you've got to be trying to really hurt yourself with doing some serious damage to yourself to get this thing to stall. So when you look at these comparisons of 50 pounds versus 60 pounds of stall force, I wouldn't bother with that. That's not really the point of these massage guns. And frankly, if you're stalling out a massage gun, you're probably doing it wrong in terms of trying to break up that deep tissue, the deep tightness that you have in a muscle, trying to, kind of work out that fascia and kind of loosen up the joint. You're probably still doing it wrong if you're getting even the cheap ones to stall out. Now, price point, that is usually the one that people gravitate towards, right? Sometimes they think that if they spend more, they're getting a better price. Sometimes they think if they're spending less, they're getting a deal. And the truth is, from my personal experience, is that the price doesn't matter, because you tend to get ripped off on both ends. There are cheap ones that are really good, right? They don't cost much, but they're really good. And there are expensive ones that are expensive, but they're not any better than the middle of the road ones. From my personal experience, I think if you spend between $60 and $120, you're really going to get a good gun for the most part. If you do some research and you're looking at that price range, now that's a big price range. I would probably say if you're on the bubble of how often you plan on using these, go for the cheaper end of that $60 price range. Probably try to shoot for like 80 or 90 bucks. Reason being is you're going to get these and you're not going to use them as much as you think. I love these massage guns. I probably use my massage gun once, maybe twice a week, and that's with reviewing these, and that's with just working out a lot and getting tightness all around. Once or twice a week max. So for those of you who are not sure if you're going to be using these often, you're probably only going to be using it once a week, which is great. You're going to get your money's worth, but you don't want to go over tilt or overkill, because some of the ones that are out there are like these professional models that are supposed to be used in like a physical therapy presence, and they're like $200, $250. So this Urikar comes in at $140. I'll put the website, I'll put the Amazon link in the description below. And this one comes in at like $125, depending on like the coupons that you can find. I would say both of these are overpriced, okay? Overall, if I had to pick one out of the Urikar versus the Everyfun, I would certainly go with the Everyfun. It seems more practical. It seems like it's got a better battery life, more durability, and more use case of what you're going to be using it for. This one seems to have a lot of bells and whistles that just aren't going to deliver. And frankly, just holding it in my hand, it doesn't even feel that solid. I think they're trying to really capture a lot of people with regards to the angle of the handle, who might decide like, hey, I want to be able to get my back of my neck and stuff like that. And it looks good on paper, but in reality, it doesn't actually deliver. This one, again, a little bit overpriced for what they're giving you. It does handle well. It does have a nice battery. It is quiet at the lower setting, and that $125 price point isn't out of the realm of possibility. It's not unfair of a price, especially with Amazon prices and deals. They're always bringing these price points down. If you click on that link and see what the price point is today, I would say if this ever got down to like $100, I would snatch this up, because it has that whole package. You get the heads that you want. It's got a good battery. It's got solid power. It's not too heavy. The handle's good in the hand. Overall, this is what you should be looking for. But at $125, it's just a smidge higher than I'd like to see you pay. Hopefully that the time of this video comes out that the price point has come down. And hopefully you found this video beneficial to help you decide which percussion massager is best for you. There's so many on the market. They all look similar. I want you to pick up the one that's best for you. And hopefully this video kind of gave you an insight into what to look for and what to ignore, because there's so much that they're trying to sell you. You want to figure out what to ignore so that you just hit on the points that you're actually going to be using. If you came this far in the video, do me a huge favor, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, use that Amazon affiliate link in the description. Even if you're not going to buy a percussion massager, click on that link, buy whatever you normally buy at Amazon. It does help me out, and I do get a bit back from that. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It helps pay for the lights and basically the computer expense of you editing this video. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.